Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and a very good day to all of you out there. Today we're going to discuss another question December 2019 final exam question. It's question 1E, and the question is at page 3. And the question is asking us on how to construct notes to the account pertaining to the movement of PPE. So let's read the question first before we construct and do the workings and check what are the important highlights of the question. So if you read the 1st of October, BWT decided to diverse its operation by introducing new range of beauty product that's expected to increase the profit. Therefore, in order to facilitate the manufacturing process, the company acquired. So the word acquired, you purchase one unit, be careful, sometimes 2 units, 3 units, and you are careless and you didn't notice and you lose mark thinking it's only one. Processing machine and 1 unit of equipment from China, and the date of acquisition is 1st of October. So this is the date of acquisition. Next, the machine has cost the company 250,000. So the 250,000 is for the machine. And if you look, I'm trying to find information for the machine. The estimated useful life of the machine, if you read the sentence at somewhere there, was 10 years, and both have 0 salvage value. Okay, let's look at the information for the next asset, which is the equipment. The equipment has a useful life of 5 years, and the equipment costs 300,000. Right, the equipment costs 300,000. And then if you go on further, you are informed that the company uses straight line method of depreciation on a monthly basis. So this is important. Monthly basis for both, and they are using straight line method, and they adopt cost model, meaning that if there is any changes in the value of the assets, it will be ignored, right? So you just continue to depreciate the asset. Okay. If you look, the information on our asset machine also has its own amount of cost. So there's no such thing as what are the initial costs for you to calculate whatsoever. But this is an important point that you should take note, the one in red, 0 salvage value. So if you recall, for straight line method, the depreciation is calculated by taking cost minus the salvage or residual value, and that one is going to be divided according to the estimated useful life, and then you are going to times the proportion. Why? We have the monthly basis. Okay, I hope you got that. That was from your previous knowledge. So we'll erase this. Okay. So what do we mean by monthly basis again? Just to give you some ideas. So meaning that you are going to talk about for both year of acquisition, so meaning that in the year that you acquired or purchased an asset, year of acquisition and disposal or derecognition, depreciation is provided, but it is provided proportionately according to the month of ownership. Okay, you have to make sure that you still can recall this, meaning that you're going to provide depreciation even in the year of disposal up to the month the asset was last consumed. And therefore, if it's has been consumed for 3 months, you're going to still provide depreciation for 3 months in the year of derecognition or in the year of disposal. And in the year of acquisition, you are going to charge depreciation for that particular asset or any asset either acquired being disposed or acquired not disposed. You're going to provide them according to the month of ownership. Let's say if you acquire them on 1st of October 2016, right? 1st of October 2016. This one. Okay. In the year 2016, you are going to provide depreciation for 3 months. Okay. You're not going to provide depreciation for 1 whole year. I hope you are clear with that. So that was thing on the machine, right? As well as equipment. So now let's go to the next part. Before that, this figure 300,000 will be your balance brought down in your movement of PPE, which is under the cost, right? As well as this figure just now, 250,000, which is the one for the machine, was just now 300,000, the one for equipment. So these are also to be put as part of the cost balance, and that is in the cost of what? The cost here is the cost of the machine as the beginning balance, and the one here is the cost of the equipment. Okay, let's go to the next page, but bear in mind these are important things that you need to highlight before you start a question. Okay, we go to the next page. The next page is on some changes to the PPE. So we have this 1st of January 2018, the company installed a special component to the processing machine. So the machine, they install a special component. Install a special component, and that component costs 800,000, and the date of installation or the date of purchase or acquisition is on 1st of January. So this is important, 1st of January. And the machine was expected to increase the operating capacity. So if you notice, this has actually enhanced the future economic benefits beyond its existing performance, where the capacity is being increased, and therefore this will need to be capitalized. Capitalized means you're going to recognize this as part of machine. And this is about machine, yeah? Part of the machine. So it has to be added. Okay. So meaning to say that 80,000, if you talk about the impact to this so-called movement notes that you are going to prepare, this 80,000 will have to be your so-called addition, where in your cost section of your PPE note, which one we are talking about the machine. So you need to go and increase the machine by that 80,000. So meaning that you need to add. And then you have another one, information, the last information there. On 1st of April, the equipment was disposed. So this is a Derecognition. And the equipment that was disposed for 180,000. 180,000 is the disposal proceed, meaning that this is the one that you will have to, that is being debited to bank account. And what you need to also know is that the equipment here is all the equipment, not just a part of the equipment, but the whole equipment. If you can still recall previously, the equipment that you purchased, yeah, that one cost 300,000. So the equipment that you purchased there was at cost 300,000. So this 300,000, because it was being disposed, this is the one that will need to be derecognized. So you can write disposal or derecognition, where this is in the cost section of your note of PPE. And be specific, I'm talking about the cost section of the equipment. Okay, so there are the few things that you need to take note. And remember, the date of disposal is 1st of April. So what we are trying to do here is that for the equipment that was disposed on 1st of April, from 1st of January 2018 up till 31st of March 2018, you still need to charge depreciation. Yeah, we're talking about that 300,000 here. Okay, and that one will need to be reflected in the movement of PPE. So before we proceed any further, let's do a little bit of working so that we can proceed doing our notes on PPE. So I hope that you have already jot down what I have written. Yeah, I hope that you have jot down what I have written, because now we are going to construct the PPE note here. Okay, we are going to do it together, right? So we will have to have 3 columns. We will have 3 columns, right? So the first column is for the machine, the so-called processing machine. So I just put here machine. Okay. The next column would be for equipment. And what I will start with is that I will start with whatever information you have. So I put here cost or valuation. I will put the balance brought down, which is on 1st of January 2018. And since the company is using cost model, so I'm putting the balance for this company. So this 250,000 was there in the company's record. So this is another one, 300,000. Remember when we discussed earlier at page 4, you can just go and flip through your question paper at page 4 of it. 1st of January, much earlier, you have installed an equipment. So that one can be included here, as I have already put in the working. So this addition is referring to the machine. And remember, the addition took place on 1st of January. And that one will increase the machine. And for the equipment, there is a derecognition, also known as disposal. Okay, let me remind you that what you put here is the disposal at cost. And I told you earlier that the whole equipment was being disposed. So we're just doing what we can in order to get the marks, right? But where possible, we are going to also show working. The other things that you can also expect, when you do your question, is that if, let's say, there is a surplus, okay, just to tell you what can cause the movement of PPE. So revaluation surplus. So if there is, that will have to be added. But in our case, none. I'm just putting this just to show you. Or if there is any deficit, if, let's say, you have one of these item being subsequently measured using a revaluation model. So you can use this as also guideline. But here none. Or maybe if, let's say, remember when you learn revaluation model, when you revalue the asset, the accumulated depreciation of the revalued asset were also being eliminated. So we are going to also include here the elimination of accumulated depreciation. And this is for revaluation. So we need to remove, if you can recall. So the remove means to minus, to deduct. Okay, or maybe if you have any transfer to or from. Transfer to or from, maybe you transfer them. If it's transferred to, that will be removed or excluded. If it's transferred from, let's say IP being converted into office building, so it's no longer NIP is a PPE, so that one should be also taken into consideration. Okay. Okay. So this one is the possible thing that you may come across. And these are going to be the balance for our question. We are done, right? So you have done the part, not everything, but the part on the cost section. And the balance here, if you add up, you will see that it's 330,000 here, sorry. And this one is nil or zero. Okay, that was the cost or the valuation. If we proceed at the bottom here will be the one that relates to accumulated depreciation. Cumulated depreciation. So this is the one that you need to work out actually, because no information is given on what are the balance of accumulated depreciation at the beginning of this year 2018. So you need to work out. You also need to work out what are the depreciation charge for the year for both asset. Work out if there is any disposal. So we have the disposal of our equipment, so we will work out how much is the accumulated depreciation that has to be removed here. So here we are talking about accumulated depreciation that you eliminate. Okay. Next, you will have the balance brought down 31st of December. So these are the things that you need to be able to calculate, because these are going to be the one that you are going to deduct as at 31st of December 2018.